right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. We come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, all right, which is also known as North America in the Bible, soon to be destroyed by nuclear missiles, all right? The one that you ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right, are coming back, and they're going to destroy this place. So the time is now to wake up to your true nationality. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? And right now, if you don't find out this information, repent, acknowledge your offense, and pray for forgiveness, it's going to go bad, because these devils got us set up right now. They know who you are, but you don't know. And they have plans to throw you in these concentration camps if you don't take their little shot. All right? They want you to take this shot in the arm. Then they want you to have proof. All right? You got to show the papers, please. Okay? And if you can't show them, they're going to take those papers, right? And then they're going to start counterfeiting them. And they're going to say, this is counterfeit, so we need a better way to monitor and identify whether you've had this shot in the arm or not. What they're going to do is they're going to move to the microchip, right? Like on your credit card or your debit card, there's something that you slide in, and it's called a chip, right? And you won't be able to buy or sell, buy food, go anywhere, leave the city, leave the state, unless you have that chip. All right? And those days are coming quick. All right? So it's time to wake up and get this good news. All right? So first and foremost, and as always, all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kadash, right? Double honors to the elders of GMS, the elder apostles, and shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and sincerity, all right? So we could go right into something that is a phenomenon, because as soon as Joe Biden got into office, then suddenly you're getting mass shootings again, okay? People shooting up the workplace, going postal, whatever you want to call it, all right? Suddenly there's a rash of mass shooting out there, okay? Like at the massage parlors, right? At the schools, all right? So what's going on? See, a lot of these people are finding out who they actually are, all right? Because contrary to popular belief, God don't love everybody like you were taught, right? The one you ignorantly call Jesus is not a white man with long stringy hair, all right? All of those are lies. And now the truth is coming out, and they can't stop us from pushing this truth out anymore. It used to be when a Negro spoke up and said something wrong, he'd be hanging from a tree less than 50 years ago, all the way up to today. All right? But now we're being protected. And this true gospel is coming out about what this book is actually about. All right? The Most High, Yahweh, is about perfect balance. He created good and he created evil. He created some people that he loves, and he created some people that he hates, because he created hate as well. All right? And people have a problem with the truth, but it is what it is. All right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes. Salaki, I got a new sword, so it takes me a minute to get to these. Okay. So this is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. It's Ecclesiastes 3:8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So they're playing one against each other, all right? Again, the one you call God, whose name is Yahweh, he created good and evil, all right? So when anybody dies, right, when you die, that was the Most High that put you to death, whether you understand that or not, okay? You will understand very soon when these buildings start shaking and he start putting people to death in mass. You'll get it then, because he's going to be laughing at your calamity because you didn't hear this word. You wasn't trying to hear it. You had better things to do. You wanted the economy to open up again so you could go out and do your wickedness, right? This word cuts, and it's going to cut. It's going to cut you asunder, right? And first of all, this is the free speech area, and has been. And this word been coming out for about 13 years right here. So yeah, sometimes you have a little festival and things up here, but what is constant out here is this word comes out right here. So it's not reserved. All right, everybody gets their time up here, unless you went to the city and requested the spot for a minute and got clearance. Other than that, then anybody could come up here and get their time. And I believe it's 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So we can start right there. Don't nobody have a claim to this place. You got to know the rules. All right? So, hey, if you want to get mad at somebody for a time of hate, you better take that up with the Most High. All right? And there's a reason that you're hearing this too. All right? Because the Most High got plans for everybody. And if you ain't heeding this word, I could tell you what his plans are for you right now. This is Malachi 1:1. All right? The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. All right? So if you want to argue with the Most High about what he can and can't do, you can be my guest. All right? Because things don't happen by chance. All right? There is no free will. There is no serendipity. Right? There is no coincidence. Everything was written long ago. The end was written from the beginning. All right? So when you wind up somewhere and you hear this word, that's exactly where you were supposed to be at that time. All right? And the Most High had set you up to either get it or not get it. And then comes the judgment. All right? Doesn't matter that we're out here. Doesn't matter what we're saying, even though we're speaking on behalf of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? We're just doing our part because we fear the Most High. You gotta bear with me on this new sword because I can't get it to do nothing. Salakia. This is Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. All right? Here's the instruction right here. All right? We come in week out to let you know what is about to befall you, and it falls on deaf ears. And that's fine. All right? That's your judgment. That's your lot. All right? Really, you can't do a damn thing about it but suffer the consequences. And they're coming quick. All right? The men of the Lord clearly see what's going on, and we ain't going to be out here too much longer. We see the famine of the word. We see the famine of food and water. All right? Our pages are getting taken down off of YouTube, whatever you want to call it. So things are moving very fast right now. We see the third woe encroaching upon us real quick. And we see these mass shootings again. Let's get that. The book of Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. All right, so they're about to get away right now. All right. They're about to get away with this wickedness. They're going to shoot Jake in the back. Right? They're going to exterminate you as much as they can, and they're going to get away with it right now because there's still the Most High sword at this moment, and the Most High got a lot of killing to do, and He's going to use this devil who is His sword to accomplish His mission. All right, and the slain are going to be many out here. And you mows are going to go down too. You mows are going to get mowed down. It's the book of Psalm 73. And 5. Damn, Salaki. Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Right? So this devil, he excels, first of all, in deception, in lying, all right? Changing the landmarks, hiding who he is. I'm watching this this thing on Netflix. Is called Serpent, right? And it's very compelling because these devils, right, heathens, whoever they actually go back to, all right? This dude is saying he's French, all right, which are a bunch of Edomites. But this devil is out just drugging, robbing, killing, right? And the scriptures tell you the thief cometh not but to steal and to kill. So when you're watching this whatever series, right, all you see is this devil doing exactly what he does. And he's an expert at it, right? He'll slip you a Mickey, and this was going on like the late 60s and the early 70s. He'll slip you a Mickey, rob you, and then maybe even have to put you down, right? And that's just how he gets down, right? So you can only imagine that that's the status quo. Because they do it on a large level too. They covet fields. They'll go to a whole country, right? They'll choose, like Iraq, for example, in the Iraq War, and they'll take their military machines and their equipment over, right? Start killing people up. The first thing they did was go loot the National Museum and start stealing antiquities and priceless artifacts, and then they take them back to their museums, right? Just like the Ark of Titus is a tribute to this devil going and stealing the artifacts that belong in the temple. All right? Look up the Ark of Titus, and you see these devils doing what they do and celebrating. Why? Because they are not in trouble as other men. Not yet, at least. Now this devil's day is coming. We see it coming. We see this great fall from heaven coming. And when I say we, I'm talking about Jake, whose eyes have been opened to this truth. So this devil can no longer hide himself. All right? He can no longer hide himself because we got on them they live glasses, see? We know that every word out of his mouth is a lie. We know that he's trying to set us up to kill us in mass, right? Everything for him is a setup. They get together on a big round table and work up plots in order to keep us in the ghetto, to keep us on drugs, to keep us from finding out who we are according to the Bible, right? Because the moment we find out and start acting like we're supposed to, then the tables turn. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And we're watching that right now. We're watching the great turnaround. Jake is finding out who he is. right? The Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, is healing them, right, with this truth. The truth shall make you free. Get you off drugs, get you off all of the wickedness that you believe that it's okay to do, right? Because there's about this much time left, all right? They want to get a needle in your arm, right? I'm talking to an old school friend in the world, and he's all proud because he got both shots. I got both shots. I got my papers. And then today I'm watching the news updates in Israel, and they're saying, well, you need a booster shot in 6 months. Well, what the hell was the big rush to get it in the first place if it's going to wear off in 6 months? So really, you're just going to be taking shot after shot after shot, okay? And you got to prove that you took a booster shot. You got to prove that you got the first 2. And at the same time, while you're taking all these shots, now we're counterfeiting the papers. Oh, well, they're counterfeiting. They're forging. We need a better method. Because the paper doesn't work. Anybody can forge papers. It's just a narrative. If you can't see it, if you can't see what is going on right now, if you can't see that on your debit card, on your credit card, there's something called a chip. And when you go to pay, they say, put your chip in. Put your chip in. They're conditioning you. All right? If you don't know that on everybody's phone, there's an NFC tag reader. What the hell is an NFC tag? It's a chip reader. And the information on how many or what shot you took, what level or what course you've taken, will soon go on that chip. How can you not see that? Well, the men of the Lord, we can see it because it's right here. We see it right here. They saw it 2,000 years ago. Right? John the Revelator saw it in a vision. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and bond, Salakia. And he causeth all, both small and rich. One more time. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right? They can put that chip in your hand. And that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So, 2,000 years ago, the times that we're going in right now were already prophesied. Because the men of the Lord were being shown visions, right, by the angels. And now we're watching this thing come in. If you don't take that chip, you got to go over here to quarantine. We're going to lock you up. You got to be quarantined, G, for some sort of disease that is 99% curable. The recovery rate without taking a damn thing, drinking water and citrus and you know, eating healthy, you come right out of that thing. So why would you stick a needle in your arm? All right? It'd be one thing if they were making just North America. They're making everybody all around the world take this thing. They're going to force you to do it. Right now, they're not forcing you. They're about to force everybody. This is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Now, how is a spiritual demon, Satan or the devil, some guy down in hell with a red suit and horn, how is he going to throw you in prison? The last time I checked, the only person putting handcuffs on me and taking me to jail is my sworn enemy. All right? And he's red. As sure as I'm brown and not black, he's red and not white. Clearly. And if I make him real mad by exposing the fact that he's the devil that the Bible speaks of, he's going to get real red and reveal himself. And he's mad right now because he's being exposed. We know who you are. All right? You're our enemy. Okay? No matter how many times you shake my hand and pat me on the back, what you really got is a knife. You shake him with this hand, and you got that knife. You got that, you cuff a brother, and then you shoot him 10 times in the back, unload the pistol. That's how you get out. And we know that. Revelation 2 and 10 again. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful until death, and I will give you a crown of life. All right? So it is what it is. All right? But if you don't take that chip, they got a cell waiting for you. All right? But the Most High, He will provide an escape, right, to the elect. And you got to be looking for that. If you wind up in a camp, one of two things is going to go down. You're going to get your head chopped off, or you're going to escape. So you got to prepare yourself for that. You got to prepare for the worst case scenario, which would be getting your head chopped off. So what? This is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right? We we understand that this man is more subtle than any beast of the field. All right? So we know how to listen to and decipher his hieroglyphic, his speeches, his fair speeches. We know how to break down what he's saying. He's speaking in code, he's winking with the eye and signaling with the hand. And we know that it's all wickedness. All right? Because he can't do anything other than do what he was built to do. All right? He's the wicked. And the Most High created him to do exactly what he's doing right now. And right now he's doing it at the highest level. Here it is. This guy is the basest of all men, meaning the lowest of the low, and was created to be that. But then you shave off all that fur, you hop in the shower and spray on a whole bottle of cologne, and still can't hide the funk. And now you're on top. Well, you're only on top because that's where the Most High put you. You didn't do this on your own. Most High put you there. This is Romans 9 and 13. Salakia. Romans 9 and 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. All right? So right now, you're the Pharaoh. You Idumeans, like you lied and said that you sat on the throne in Egypt, right? During the Ptolemaic dynasty. All right? And you tried to take credit for everything them Hamites accomplished, and that was us. All right? We're the ones that built them treasure cities for them damn Hamites. And you're trying to take credit for it. Just like over here in Mexico, which I'm standing in Mexico right now, in California, but down there where them other pyramids and treasure cities are. That was us. And you can't hide that no more. It's in our records who built those treasure cities. So how about that? How about that truth that you can't hide anymore? All right? So you're sitting on the throne. You're sitting on the throne right now. You are the Pharaoh, and you are struggling with a hard heart, because the Most High hardens your heart, and you won't let his people go. Knowing that you should, knowing that the jig is up, all right? You got Jakes rallying together and standing on the front lawn of hardcore race soldiers. So things are changing. And they're changing quickly because the Most High done shortened the days for the sake of the elect. Otherwise, there'd be no flesh left. You devils doing what it is that you do. All right? We know how you get down. Mass shootings. Then you got to create some mass shootings to make Jake look bad. These people are going to try to run me off of this spot because they got a little presentation. And I'm going to let them do it too. I'm going to give them their little spot. I'm going to agree with my adversary quickly. Even though they claim to be Jake, but the book of John, St. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. All right? So this guy comes forth from the womb telling lies. Why? Because the Most High created him to be the deceiver. And the Most High always gets it right. He didn't fail in creating the perfect devil. All right? Just like some of you wicked ass jakes, you 2/3, he didn't fail. All right? He created you to be better than everybody else, but he also, right, had a lesson to teach, and he had to use you 2/3 to do it. You had to go off. You had to make things jacked up so that we could be right here about to get everything. All right? That's that balance. You can't have everything without first having nothing. You got to know what it's like to be on the bottom. All right? And your spirit knows it. Whether you understand it or not, your spirit knows what it's like to be in slavery, what it's like to be on the bottom of society. All right? And some of you wicked ass jakes, you love it. You love being grimy, right? You can't get it out of your system. You got niggas claiming to be in the truth that can't stop being grimy, right? And you can see right through them. And your day is coming too. This is Psalm 141:9. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. All right? Again, that's what these devils do. They get to the round table, they go to the summit meeting, the G8, the G10, whatever the hell it is right now. And the first thing on the agenda is how to exterminate Jake. Right? Do we get them all at once? Right? You got the King Alfred plan, right? Whatever the King Alfred plan is, they're telling you it's a plan. So at some point they had to come together to make this plan. And the King Alfred plan is designed to round up all you Jakes, Salakia, Judites, Negroes, okay, in less than 3 days, 72 hours. Okay? We can round you all up and have you in that camp. And this goes back to the 50s. And then it changed to Rex 84 to include the Northern Kingdom. Letting you know who the 12 tribes of Israel are. All right? So, you hard-head Negroes out there talking about the Northern Kingdom ain't these Latinos and Native Americans. Why are they on Rex 84? Why are they included right now on those that are most needy of this needle juice? Why is that? Why are they right there with us when it comes time to, you know what's in that shot? Merck, AstraZeneca, okay? Why are they right there with us? And like the brother Manatazakba, like he says all the time, they ain't got no PlayStation, they ain't got no home and food. They're living, they're catching hell worse than all of them. All you Judah, they're catching more hell than you. All right, you're not streaming over the border trying to go down to Latin America. It's ridiculous. The hypocrisy is overwhelming. It's absolutely overwhelming. It's 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right? Well, we know what this devil is up to now. We know we don't have a seat at the United Nations. We know we don't have a seat at the G8 summit. Okay? We're systematically precluded from being in on the conversation because the conversation is about us and how to do away with us. That's one of Satan's devices. The secret council of the wicked, where they set up snares. For who? For their number one enemy. We are their number one enemy. All right? This is Deuteronomy 1 and 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain, over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel and Laban, and Hazeroth and Dizahab. So Moses is speaking to the 12 tribes. For context, since you like to say that we take things out of context, Moses, who is a Levite, he's an Israelite from the tribe of Levi, was speaking to his people, the 12 tribes of Israel. This is Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, so Moses is still talking to his people. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Now listen for the word enemies, all right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. All right, so that clearly happened to us, right? You Negroes, you know how you got over here. But what all you Jakes don't know is that they were taking the Native Americans and the people that were here before the conquistador, they were taking them back to Spain. There's a famous play, I think it's Shakespeare's, called The Barber of Seville. All right, and Seville is in Spain. Well, what do you mean the barber? Well, what were they cutting over there? It was cutting afros, okay? Because the further you go back before the conquistadors got over here, hey, Jake over here, they had fros too. All right, we are the Native Americans. We are the people that were already here. But with all of the mixing and stuff, then traits started changing up, right? So check out The Barber of Seville. Because our true history is hidden all within the history book. That's what Michael Jackson was trying to say. The history books are lies. Okay? And this guy done traveled around the world many times and was being, you can imagine who he was talking to. People with the actual truth. And then he's sworn to secrecy. It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. All right? And no man shall redeem you. So that's clearly talking about us. I was looking for the yoke of iron. Let me find it. Here it is. It's 48. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, there it is again, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. What's that yoke of iron? Who did that happen to? Did that happen to Africans? No, it happened to Gad right here. Right here in Mexico as we stand. Right? California is clearly Mexico. And it happened to Gad right here. It happened to Judah right here. It happened to Benjamin in the islands. It happened to Levi in the islands. It happened to Ephraim over there in the rich port. All right? And are we destroyed? We're clearly destroyed. Clearly. All right? The Most High did a great number on us. But again, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. All right? See, so when that word starts coming out, then everything changes up. This is Luke 1:68. Blessed be the Lord power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. All right? Redeemed them from what? Well, redeemed them from that yoke around our neck, a yoke of iron. All right? Yeah, you still confused as hell and don't know who you are, but our redemption draweth not. All right? For he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, which he's doing right now, but you ain't listening. Which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies. So here's what they're not gonna show you. Yeah, you could go up to that church and give them all your money, but they ain't gonna show you this. All right? Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. This is where you're gonna get the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding of what this Bible is actually saying. Not, I'll read it to you. You can't read the Bible. You're a Catholic. I'll read it to you. What is that? Well, that's, you can't read. You're on the plantation. I catch you reading. I chop off your foot. I burn your eyes out, and you'll never read again. Right? Like the book of Eli. Okay? He couldn't see, but he was reading. He had eyes to see. And couldn't see a damn thing. But he knew the whole book and could recite it, right? Without braille. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Well, you know who hates you. You ain't going to say it out loud. You ain't going to bring this information out. You're going to be a good slave boy and do your best to survive in this devil's kingdom, right? What you'll do is you'll come against your own people quicker than you'll fight against your natural enemy, your open enemy. You'll kill another Jake without thinking twice. But to stand in the face of the devil, you won't do it. You absolutely refuse. Right? Well, it looks like things are changing after that that beautiful site in South Carolina. It looks like things are changing. This is Luke 1:72. To perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant. What covenant is that? What covenant did God make, and who did he make it with? All right? He made two covenants, both with the same people. The oath which he swore to our father Abraham, as in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, there's that word again, our enemies, might serve him without fear. All right? Now let's go to Hebrews. And find out about these covenants. Let's start at 5. This is Hebrews 8:5. Who serve unto the example and the shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of the Most High when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mountain, which is a UFO. The chariots of Israel. You ever heard of this? Swing low, sweet what?
Chariot.
What's that?
Chariot in the sky.
What is that?
Chariot in the sky.
What is that? They call it a UFO. God and Jesus are in there. The angels are in them things. And guess what? They're coming back for you guys. The children of Israel. God's chosen people. That's the good news, y'all.
I hope they got Dr. Pepper.
Look at you. You see? You see? And we won't need doctors in them days. All right?
You have a good day,
We're going to have the power to heal. All right, brother. Y'all are one of the 12 tribes of Israel. You Mexicans, right? You God's chosen people, one of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? All right. This is Hebrews 8:6. But now he hath obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. All right? For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. All right? So all you're hearing over and over again, who was the covenant made for? Judah and Israel, the 12 tribes. The old covenant and the new covenant. All right? All right? So this is what we're dealing with out here. See, the truth is coming out. And they knew the answer. Swing low, sweet what? Right? Chariot. Moses was up in that. When they say mount, they talk about the mountain of the Lord. He graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. So this word can't be stopped. All right? The covenants were made, the agreement was made with the children of Israel. This is Romans 9. I say the truth in Christ, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart, for I wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises. Built on better promises. It didn't say covenant as in singular. It said as in both. The old and the new, which is coming. How do we know it hasn't gotten here yet? Because you still got 2/3 out here acting a damn fool. So the laws aren't written in their mind yet. Only the simple will try to make that argument, and they do all the time. And it is what it is. Hey, but these things have to come to pass. All right? And Jacob's trouble is going to take a lot of you Jakes straight down and lay you flat. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. And he's starting with his house. So you're slated right now. You're slated. Your number is almost up. We're so close to the end right now. It is even at the door. So guess who's up first? And the sword of the Lord, who is Esau, and you Idumeans, you're putting it out there. Your own tongue is falling upon yourself. Well, we got to get blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to take this shot first. What the hell is that? I was letting you know that the Most High is coming after you. All right? Start at my sanctuary. This is Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third part Salah. But the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say it is my people, and they shall say the Lord is my power. All right, so, hey, he's going to start at his own house. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. And hey, wait till you start. Wait till this shot starts doing what it's designed to do, which is laying you Jakes flat. All right. Suddenly they got to take down Johnson and Johnson. Why? Because the word is out, is laying you down. You're getting laid down out here. And they're acting like they care. And does it even matter what name they put on that thing? Isn't it all the same thing? Or are they making different strains? Come on. What sense does that make? One is different than the other? What common sense does that make? We all know common sense is not common at all. It makes zero sense to have 6 different companies making the same shot. Is it all just one batch? And they're playing 3-card Molly with it? That's what makes more sense to me. All right? To put some of you at ease. Oh, well, this one, isn't that part of the plan? Okay, well, we're going to take this one off the shelf for a minute to make people believe that we actually care. There's something wrong with it. We got it. And then they're going to put it right back out and not do anything. Oh, it's safe again. We ran a couple of tests on this experimental gene therapy, right? You can't even call it a vaccine. It's experimental gene therapy. So 2/3 are going to go down real quick here, right? You took that thing, unknowingly. The book of Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Well, what does the word utterly mean? It means completely. Meaning, some people are going to be saved. All right? That means not all of Israel is going to fall to this thing. This is Romans 10 and 1. Brethren, Paul is speaking to his brethren. My heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. All right? Well, the elect are gonna are gonna get it. All right? But the rest were blinded. Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Hey, we're in these perilous times right now. Perilous times shall come. All right? We're in the day of them perilous times. Many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Well, the elect are going to endure until the end. Some of them are going to get their necks chopped off, but they're going to be raised first in this thing. All right? And I can see these 2/3 are going to come and try to take this spot, so I'm going to go ahead and look to close this thing up. All right? This is Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right? This is Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right? That's what Yahushua said. He also said this, and this is about who the kingdom of heaven is for. If you understand, right, how to read, if you have a level of comprehension, okay, you'll understand these words because it tells you who Yahushua himself, who you ignorantly call Jesus, who he's telling you that the kingdom of heaven is for. All right? I'm gonna start at this is Matthew 10 and 2. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right? He said, go to the 12 tribes of the house of Israel and tell them your kingdom. The kingdom is at hand for you. Don't go to nobody else. Go to the Israelites and tell them your kingdom has come. It's at hand. It's even at the door. So that's the good news. All right? The good news is that the kingdom of heaven is at hand for the nation of Israel. All right? And so with that, we're going to get this last script and go ahead and close, so that Jake can carry on with his wickedness and be judged for it, because that's got to happen too. All right? The book of Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is the Most High which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. He was talking to the elect when he was saying that. Because you 2/3 are crooked and perverse as all hell. All right, so with that, we can say all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Makakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And shalom and salutations to all you brothers out pushing the word of truth and sincerity. Shalom.